Hi, I'm Laura, and welcome back to the Tarot Genie for lesson number 2 in the tarot cards. Mini lessons in the tarot cards I'm sharing with you week by week. This week we're going to tackle card number 1 of the Major Arcana, the Magician card. Magician card is one of my favorite cards. Now there are a couple of reasons for this. One is that my birth date corresponds to the Magician. I actually have 3 different cards in the Major Arcana that correspond to my birthday. This doesn't happen very often, but some people have this situation because I have the Magician. The way my birth date is added up and then drills down to single digits and up to the number 21 in the tarot, I have the Magician card, the Wheel of Fortune, number 10, and 19, the Sun card. I especially love the Magician and the Sun card. Now the Magician card, we'll jump right in with this explanation. One reason I love the card is it's just so colorful. We've got the illumination of that bright yellow sunshine in the card. We've got his red robe suggesting passion and that fire energy. And because it's the number 1 numerologically, the number 1 is associated with leadership. That's supposed to be my mission in life, is to be a leader. It's not something I always relate to, but I guess you can be a leader in a variety of ways, as opposed to political leaders or leaders of a corporation, that kind of thing. I guess I would see myself as being a leader in some respects in the area of communications. I love communications, books, speeches, etc. But getting back to the Magician, what I love about this particular image in the tarot is that it's powerful. He's a powerful presence. Just look at his stance. He stands firm. As tarot expert Theresa Reed says, he stands into his own power. And I forgot to bring it with me out here on the deck. I recommend, if you're learning, if you're just a beginner in the tarot, get Theresa Reed's The Tarot Coloring Book. I'll put a link toward that. It's an excellent book for learning each card by card, by coloring it, because when you color the images, you get really close to them. I don't have a lot of time to color. In fact, I've only done 1.5, and I've had the book for about 3 years. But I brought it with me to the beach. Just thought it would be fun. I still haven't gotten to it, but I will. But her book is great because it gives you that sensory, that tactile sense of really becoming familiar with the cards, and also she provides some great summary explanations of the meanings of the cards. So one point that always stands out about the image of the Magician to me is that he has this work table right in front of him, and he has all the tools of the tarot, all the suits. He's got the cups, feelings and emotions. He's got the wands representing passion and purpose, has the coins, the pentacles, material resources, time, money, energy, and the swords dealing with communication, logic, etc. So the Magician has it all. So when the Magician shows up in a reading, if it's upright and it's a positive interpretation, it suggests that the energy in the situation is all there, there's great potential, and there's the ability to bring something into reality. What we see here, the Magician encapsulates and he epitomizes the connection between the heavenly, he's got his wand pointed up toward the heaven, and the material, the earth. He's got that diagonal line, if you can see, his right hand pointing upwards to the heaven, his left finger pointing down toward the earth. And it goes along with that term, that phrase, as above, so below, bringing the spiritual into the material, the finest thing that you can do. Also, he's got this canopy of roses and lilies, and a garden as well. No, of roses just there, and then the roses and lilies on the bottom. This beautiful garden. So it suggests abundance, potential, and bringing things into the material realm of beauty, of power. And some other associations I've had developed over the time is, well, that the magician, of course, magician comes from magic, so it suggests the ability to produce magic, to bring something out of nothing. And it also just symbolizes, it's associated with tremendous willpower and self-expression. Also, what occurred to me a few years ago when I was looking at the magician and reminding me of myself is because I've done a lot of presentations. I've been in Toastmasters for 40 years. This is my 40th year in Toastmasters International, which is a public speaking group, group worldwide. I always thought, when I saw this magician, I thought, oh yeah, that's kind of like me when I get up at the lectern and present a speech. And he is associated with communication. Mercury is associated with Mercury, and that's expression. So it's a tremendously powerful image and energy that the magician conveys, especially when upright, because he's got all the tools. That means he has all the resources at his disposal. Now, if in a reading the magician appears reversed, it could possibly, it really depends on the question, because how you couch a question and how you whether you phrase it, if you phrase it in an open way or in a just limited way, that will affect the interpretation of the card. But if, say, you were asking in the tarot, in a reading associated with a person, sorry about that Jeep that just passed by. If you were doing a reading and you were asking a question about a particular individual and saying, tell me some more about this person. And if the magician showed up reversed, it could suggest that this person is a bit of a trickster. Maybe, because his energy is blocked. Maybe he has the potential to be, very powerful and expressive, but somehow it's blocked. Or it could be in reverse, that he is a shyster of some sort. He's a snake oil salesman. He's just trying to pull one over you. It could suggest that. Because, magic, magician does sleight of hand, etc. So it could represent someone, and there's a kite in the background, or no, the flares, that's what's going on. Sorry again for all this. It could suggest that, reverse, that someone who's trying to get away with something, pull something over your eyes. Now, a song that came up, since I always like to recommend a song because music is cathartic, is, again, I love this image, but the song that came to mind a while back, and I'm just reminded of it, is the song, again, I'm dating myself, and it's probably won't be relevant to millennials. I don't know how many millennials watch this channel. I suspect not that many. But the song from 1982 by America, You Can Do Magic. I think that's called Magic. Do Magic. The song is great. It's kind of a boppy song. You kind of feel like slow, kind of dancing around to it or bopping around to it. But if you look at the lyrics, and I'll put the link into that song, America, and just listen to it, it's energizing, and it reminds you of your potential to do magic. And a book that I would recommend related to the theme of magic and the magician is called Reclaim Your Magic by Lee Milteer. Lee Milteer is a highly successful, energetic, dynamic, motivational speaker, entrepreneur, coach, etc. I've had the pleasure of, first learned about her years ago, probably 30 some years ago. She had one of the first motivational audios I bought on cassette, and I can't remember the name at the moment. It's really quite old. And then I had training with her on intuition back in 2012. I met up with her at a conference, met her in person, and then in 2017 I took one of her classes. It was a 3-day weekend course in her, she's from Virginia Beach, the Virginia Beach area, and took a course with her there, so I got to see more of her there. She has a fantastic story in Reclaim Your Magic. She went through some amazing trials and tribulations, things I don't think I could have handled, but she provides a lot of information showing that she can do it, growing up the way she did with many limitations, Although she did have some advantages in that she like a very supportive grandmother who kind of clued her into her own potential. But anyway, with all that said, check out the book, Reclaim Your Magic. It goes with the theme of the magician. And then finally, I wanted to share with you, there's a book by James Radcliffe. I'll see if I can put that up too on the link, on tarot and affirmations, and using tarot cards in conjunction with affirmations. And so as far as the magician, I just want to share with you the affirmations he has for this wonderful image. And I can see it's getting dark now, the more shadows, so I'll be winding this up. If you're looking at the magician, say we're starting this week, tomorrow's Monday, and you want to spice up and energize your week using the energy, positive energy of the magician, consider an affirmation like this. I channel divine energy to manifest my own creativity, because that's what the magician is doing. He's bringing the divine to the material. I also like to say I have all the skills and experience I need to succeed. And another good affirmation she shares, I believe in magic and I'm always ready for a miracle to happen. And let me see if there's anything else. Oh, but the one thing I did want to point out as far as some symbols in here too, if you see the infinity symbol above the magician, and then you also see the snake circled as a belt, they represent infinite power, infinite potential. But the snake represents it, I would say, on the material realm, because he's surrounding the actual body of the magician. Whereas the infinity symbol above his head, it's suggesting the spiritual realm. And it's also interesting that the magician has a white headband over his third eye, suggesting the potential for purity of intention. He's got the white tunic, also purity of intention, but backed by incredible passion and power. I hope this information has been helpful for you. If you've not already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. Once again, I apologize for all the background noise, but I thought, well, better to upload a video maybe than not, but hopefully it's not too difficult to hear. Until next time, remember, illumine your mind, inspire your life with the tarot.